2014, almost. When I get this video up, it'll probably still be 2013, but it will be the 31st. So I do apologise for all the rubbish and everything behind me. The house is an absolute catastrophe, but we have only just gotten back from holidays, and I'm also very, very sick, which is not helping things. But that's alright, I was so excited I just had to film this video. And it is another review, and obviously you already know what it is, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this link. But yes, I got myself the Naked 3 palette, and for those of you who are living under a rock, Urban Decay released their third Naked palette, and this, I would hazard a guess that this will probably be the this will probably be the last of the Naked palettes. The first one they're classifying as their bronzy gold. The second one was all taupes, and now this one is rose gold. For me, it is the perfect palette. I love roses, pinks, and soft purples around my eyes. They just complement my skin tone perfectly. So this palette, when I saw it was coming out, I'm just like, yeah, mine. There's no question on it. But seeing it released in America, and we couldn't get it in Australia, and I was just champing at the bit. I'm like, how am I going to get it? How am I going to get it? And then Tarazz actually, which Tarazz doesn't generally get new products straight away. They usually wait for Sephora to upload them. For some reason, Naked 3 palette, about a week after the US got it, it popped up on Tarazz. And I'm like, well, that's going to sell out really quickly, so I'm going to get that as soon as I can. So I basically just straight away, as soon as it appeared on the website, I picked it up. So yes, this arrived just before I went on holidays, so I was able to use it quite a bit while I was on holidays. And in terms of the packaging, it is very similar to the Naked 2 in the fact it's like a pencil case, but instead of the Naked 2 it has a sort of a ruching effect all along it, and then the label is raised. Someone just came home. But yes, it is the same sort of size, and it's the same metallic closure where it snaps shut. So it's very sturdy. When you're traveling, you don't have to worry about this busting open. It came with 4 sort of sample sizes of the different Urban Decay primer potions, which I love. They are amazing. I was a little disappointed though that they didn't actually come in the little sort of bottles. I generally, if they're in these little paper containers, I'll probably use it, but I was a bit disappointed. I was hoping for the packaging to be a bit better, but this for them would be a lot cheaper to mass produce than the little sample sizes in the little tubes, and this way they can give you all 4 different products instead of just a single one. But personally I would have preferred the single size, but that's alright. So they give you the original Eden, which is a nude matte, Sin, which is a shimmery champagne, and their new anti-aging eyeshadow primer potion, which Sin, Eden, and the anti-aging I've never tried before, so it will be good to see what they're like, but I'm a fan of the originals. So open her up and you get the eyeshadows. Hooray! You do get the mirror as always, and it's almost the identical packaging to the Urban Decay 2. I will mention, which I was a bit disappointed about, when I opened this, which one was it? Trick. The golder shade wasn't actually stuck in, it was loose, the eyeshadow, so obviously the glue didn't stick down properly. So I popped it back in the palette. For me it's not that big a deal because I'll be depositing this relatively quickly. I'm sticking it into a Z palette. Excuse me. But if you bought this palette expecting everything to be sort of stuck in, you'd be a little disappointed. Anyway, hold it like this. You get the brush, which I like this brush better than the other one. They did a much better job. It's a smaller tipped eyeshadow flat shading brush, and you can see I've already used it. And then the blending brush, the last batch that I got from the Naked 2 palette was very long, very sparse, and so when you went like this, it would just barely, you couldn't really build up enough pressure, at least for me, to get into the crease. This one is much denser, and it's also sort of flat. Yeah, which way am I going? That way. It's also flat in the width, so it's not a perfectly round brush, and it's nice and dense, which is lovely. So it's still got the synthetic brush feel, so if you don't like that, you won't like these brushes, but It's definitely much denser than the last blending and crease brush that came with the Naked 2 palette. So you get 12 eyeshadows, as always. That has not changed. And as always, it goes from your lights through to your darks. And as already stated, this is very much a pink tinged palette. I'm going to try and... The only problem with these palettes is it's hard to bend the mirror back. There we go. Ta-da! Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness, I just love it. When I saw it, I was like, ah, it's perfect. So, I will put a picture along here as I read out the names. You have Strange, Dust, Burnout, Limit, Buzz, Trick, Nuna, Liar, Factory, Mugshot, Darkside, and Blackout. Now, I'm going to do full swatches of these. I will say though that I'm changing up how I do my swatches. Up to this point, I've been using a brush to do most of them, but just because I've got very poor lighting, I've been noticing most of the swatches haven't been coming out very well. So I'm going to be using my fingers because I get more intense colour. So they're not going to be as accurate in terms of this is what it looks like on the lid, but you will get a better representation of what the colour is. So if you do, after watching this, if you do still prefer the brushes swatches, let me know and I'll go back to doing that. But I just thought that for this one, so you can get a really good idea of what the colours are, I'd do it with my fingers. So yes, I can go ahead and do the swatches now. Strange is a neutral colour with a slight pink tinge. It is supposed to be a matte finish, but there is some slight satin to it. Dust is a light metallic pink with glitter particles. It can be a little patchy to work with, but it is gorgeous on the lid. Burnout is a light peachy pink shimmer. Limit is a light muted rose colour with a matte finish. It's great for blending works and has awesome pigmentation. Buzz is a mid-metallic rose gold colour. It has amazing pigmentation. Trick is an almost honey gold with some peachy undertones to it. It warms up the palette nicely and is a lovely lid colour. Nuna is a mid to deep mauve with a strong brown undertone. It's supposed to be a matte, but upon closer inspection there are small glitter particles through it. They don't show up on the lid though. Liar is a lovely shimmery rose with deep mauve undertones. It has awesome pigmentation. Factory is a deeper shimmery brown with pink undertones. It is a very unusual colour. Mugshot is an almost perfect taupe in my opinion, as it has a noticeable pinky purple undertone but is not overpowering. Darkside is a deep greyish taupe with a purpley sheen to it. Blackout is a matte black with lots of red micro glitter particles to it. It's hard to see the particles once applied to the lid, but I did notice a slight red tinge to the shade upon wear. The black isn't the deepest I've ever seen. So these are all of the Urban Decay Naked 3 shades. Pigmentation is amazing in all of them. There really isn't any that's bad to work with. They have a really good range that you can create full looks with. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. A winner again by Urban Decay, what can I say? So I hope that gives you an idea about the colours. Like I said, absolutely amazing. In terms of quality, they're Urban Decay eyeshadows, what can I say? They're creamy, they're buttery smooth, pigmented, long wearing. I mean, everybody knows Urban Decay eyeshadows are wonderful. So the only one that was a bit hard to work with was Dust, and that's just because it was that little bit too much glitter, and so it's a bit patchy at times. But if you work with it enough, it's brilliant. Again, as a beginner's palette, this is wonderful because you've got a full mix of colours here. So if you want to give this as a gift to somebody, I know Christmas is finished, but if you want to give this as a gift to somebody, it's lovely for those who are just starting out with makeup because they can create entire looks. In terms of where to get this, I don't think that this is still on the Tarazz website. A message came out saying Tarazz is no longer going to be selling Urban Decay products because of some new licensing agreement. But I did have a look on beautybay.com and it's already up for sale there. So Beauty Bay got their hands on the Naked 3 palette pretty quickly. However, it is quite expensive there. I checked it, it was like $82. Now you don't have to pay for postage from Beauty Bay, so what you pay is what you get, but I I think Tarazz I paid $72, so there was a bit of a difference there between Tarazz and Beauty Bay, which is unusual because normally Beauty Bay is cheaper. But you can get it there if you're desperate to track down the Naked 3 palette. Beauty Bay still has it on sale if Tarazz no longer does. So, I think that does my little review on this marvellous little gem. I'm going to be depotting this and putting it into one of my Z palettes. So, this will be the last time you get to see this, first and last time you ever get to see this in my collection in its packaging. Just because I will be doing a video on it, but I'm running out of room, and so the decision was made for me by someone that I could either get rid of makeup or I could find some way to downsize. So basically all of my palettes that I can possibly depot, I'm pulling apart and putting into Z palettes. So a stack which used to be about, well, my hands down around my belly button worth of palettes is now about to here. So I will be doing a what's in my Z palette video eventually, once I've finished depotting everything. It's taking a while and I've broken more than my fair share of eyeshadows, unfortunately. Oh, and in case, I don't know if you actually would have noticed, but yes, I re-dyed my hair, so it's a dark brown again. This is the colour I'm going to have for the wedding. So, I'll redo it, touch up my roots, which is only 2.5 months away to the wedding. Good grief. So, yes, that does this review. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. I always enjoy reading comments, so they do make this very much worth it. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will record another one soon enough. Otherwise, catch you later.